Ms. Mushasedi.
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning to you too. Good morning, Mr. Nciza.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Nciza.
Morning, ma'am.
Yesterday, we closed off with a discussion of Annexure PN2. Actually, before we go there, Mr. Nciza, please confirm that you still have both files, the witness statement and the annexure bundle in front of you.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. If we could then pick up with your witness statement. We were on page 11, paragraph 27. Page 11, paragraph 27. Please let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
When we closed off yesterday, we had worked through annexure PN2, which is in your annexure bundle. It contained screenshots of a discussion between you and your superior, Mrs. Bashega.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I don't need us to work through that again, but we can perhaps just provide a recap of where we closed. In summary, the WhatsApp conversations reflect the discussion you had with Ms. Bashega on the 20th of February 2023. Is that correct?
Yes, it does.
Thank you. Wherein she raised with you a need for security in light of the disciplinary action that you intended to take, at least the suspension that you intended to take with respect to the Brigadier. Is that correct?
Yes, it was in respect of the suspension.
Thank you. If you...
May I just ask this? Morning, Mr. Nciza.
Morning.
I had meant to ask yesterday, and it's because of what happens later, and in particular, the circumstances in which Mr. Mkwanazi's suspension was uplifted, and then he was told to come back. So it is in that context that I asked the question. Where you say that Ms. Bashega expressed that, and if I don't want this thing, do something about it. You remember that evidence?
Yes.
Did you understand her to be reluctant or not to want to be part of the suspension decision and process? What did you understand of that?
Thank you, Madam Commissioner. Indeed, my understanding was that she was reluctant because of the risk associated with the suspension itself. I didn't understand her to be reluctant in respect of the substance of the issues that pertained to the suspension, but it was the risk issue that she expressed more concern about. She did not express concern about the allegations themselves.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Can I just follow up on that? On page 12 in the bundle, PN2.
Yes, Commissioner.
Are you there? PN2, page 12.
Yes, I am.
You say there we need to strategize around it. Our subordinates have horror stories.
That's not me.
Is it not you? That's her.
That's Bashega, yes.
Okay. And did you know what she was referring to? Because, I mean, at this stage, all you are dealing with is the suspension of a brigadier. Why would there be concern about safety of yourself or Bashega or other people at that stage? Forget about what happens later on.
The concern about safety, if you read the commencement of the WhatsApp engagement, I had expressed a view that this matter is not going to be a simple disciplinary matter, because it involves a character who's outside of the institution, who is in the news, and is in the news for wrong reasons. So she also responded to say that indeed this is a very delicate issue, you know. Now, on page 12, you would see that she had firstly requested or rather asked whether indeed there was a risk assessment conducted as per the WhatsApp on page 11 at 11:03. So the risk assessment was a key issue to her. But then she expresses another concern at 11:07 on page 12, where she says, but I don't want people penetrating my private space. Nah. I'm too private for Lama VIP who reports issues to some of our subordinates. So what she's talking about here, in the institution, under the Specialized Services Unit of EMPD, we've got the VIP Protection Unit that then would have guards or they call them inspectors. So everybody that is a VIP Protection Unit member is an inspector. Those inspectors are then allocated principals. Now, what Ms. Kashega was raising is to say these people have tendencies of relating the private life of their principals, you know. So she says to me that I'm a private person. I don't want to be guarded by these people because my issues will be known, you know, in the institution. And that is what she's trying to deal with. And hence, her response to my 1109 message that talks about strategies is informed by that concern that she has, you know, with regards to intrusion of a private life. You know. Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Nciza, let's just make two important points here. If I could ask you to turn to page 9 of that exchange, page 9. You send a message at 11:03, the nub of which is you confirming that despite the security challenges, you are going to send her the pre-suspension letter within the next 15 minutes. Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you. If you then just turn over the page to page 10.
Yes,
at 11:04, Ms. Kashega asks you, have they done EMPD preliminary investigation though? And you respond immediately, yep.
Yeah.
Correct. So you respond in the affirmative to say that EMPD has at that stage where you are on the brink of issuing the pre-suspension letter, a preliminary investigation has been done.
Yes, I responded in that manner, Counsel, because you recall that I had indicated in my testimony yesterday that I had a session with Commissioner Spies and Lieutenant Colonel Erasmus, where indeed they had indicated to me the assessment that they had conducted, what I called some form of a desktop analysis of the registrations and the likes. So when she asked me that, my response was in respect of the discussion that I had with Spies and Erasmus.
Thank you. Could I then ask you to stay in the annexure bundle and just flip over the page to annexure PN3. PN3. The actual document itself will begin on page 13 of your annexure bundle.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just to locate us in your witness statement, you are now at paragraph 28. And the annexure we are looking at now is PN3 that starts on page 13.
Yes.
Thank you.
There.
Could you just confirm for the commission what is the title of that document at the top of the page in bold?
The document is titled Intention to Suspend to Suspension Letter.
So please confirm that that is the letter you were referring to in your WhatsApp communication with Ms. Kashega as
Yes, it
discussed. Thank you. Right. At the top left corner of the page is a date. Do you confirm that that's the 20th of February, 2023?
It is the 20th of February, 2023.
Thank you. If we have regard to the box, the details in the box just under the heading of intention to suspension letter. The suspension letter relates to which employee
Mr. Julius Mkhwanazi,
who at that time occupied what designation?
Director Specialized Services / Brigadier.
Thank you. Sorry. If we'll just go through some key aspects of this letter, it reads, Sir, the municipality has received allegations of serious misconduct against yourself. The allegations that have been received by the municipality relate to the following issues, and it lists 6 issues under there.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Ang, the third paragraph then, the paragraph beginning, the employer has reasonable cause to believe.
Yes.
Are you there? Thank you. Could you set out briefly for the Commission what are the reasons that motivated the issue of this intention to suspend letter?
The suspension letter started off, of course, by enumerating the issues in terms of the allegations that existed at the time against Brigadier Mkhwanazi. Then the employer would this is the standard that we took from the collective agreement, that if you're going to suspend an employee, you must articulate that your suspension is in relation to these factors as per the collective agreement. So the factors that would inform the suspension would be 1, that his presence you may jeopardize the investigations that are required to be conducted on the matters raised above or herein. 2, you may interfere with potential witnesses. 3, you may commit further acts of misconduct. Yes.
Thank you. And the paragraph right beneath.
Mr. Nciza, what informed number 3?
Mr. Chair, that our experience is that indeed when an employee who is facing allegations of misconduct, especially allegations of misconduct of this nature, the nature of these allegations was such that they might be continuous in their very, in the conduct of the employee. The registration of the vehicles, yes, had been done, but the fact that the registration continued, he might do certain things, and indeed he did do certain things that I will talk to further on, to misconduct himself further. It might happen. There are issues about dishonesty. And if indeed an employee interferes with documentation, that is a perpetuation of the dishonesty. So that's why we always have this to say, is there a potential for this employee to commit further acts of misconduct, which might be linked to the allegations themselves, or even his presence in the workplace might actually expose the institution to further acts of misconduct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. Mr. Nciza, the final paragraph at the foot of that page invites the relevant employee to provide representations on why he or she should not be placed on precautionary suspension. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Indeed, and it invites them to provide those representations by the 22nd of February.
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you then to flip over the page?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Paragraph 5 at the top of the page requires the relevant employee to vacate the premises of the employer with immediate effect. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Could I then ask you to identify the first signature that appears under yours faithfully?
The first signature, Commissioners, is my signature, Xolani Nciza, DH Employee Relations.
Followed by the signature beneath, please, belonging to?
The second signature belongs to Linda Xashega, who at that time was the acting HOD HR.
And then please identify the final signature, the third from the top on page 14.
The final signature on the document is an acknowledgement of receipt signature. The person that printed his name, J.D. Mkhwanazi, and had signed and also dated the document.
Please provide the date.
The date is the 21st of February 2023.
Thank you.
Are you giving the letter? Yes. Okay. Maybe then let me ask my question. In the first page at 13, page 13, you've got Roman figure 3 and 4, and the allegation of gross dishonesty and possible corruption by receiving a donation in excess of the limits prescribed by council. And then the second one says allegations of violating council policy by not declaring the donation. Now, the evidence so far that we have had that relates to a donation is about printing material of about 300,000 rand by CAT VIP. Is that what this refers to, or it's a different, in your recollection? I realize it was in February 2023 when you signed this. If you can recall, was this something different to this printing material for cadets in the amount of about 300,000?
The allegation that was brought to our attention was framed in these terms, Madam Commissioner. Remember, at this point, we as the Labour Relations or Employee Relations Unit and HR per se were not seized with the actual investigation report that would have then detailed what exactly the donations were about. But on this day, when we crafted this letter, it was on the basis of the submission from the department to say that was a donation, but the nature and form of the donation was not clarified at that particular point.
And then secondly, in page 14, where you say he's required to vacate the premises, that very last paragraph there, the paragraph doesn't say to him, which we have had happened to Chief Mapiyeye and to Commissioner Spies. It doesn't say to him he must surrender his tools of trade, his firearm, and his computer. Does that mean he was allowed to keep this when the other two were told to hand in even their firearms? What does this mean?
Perhaps, Madam Commissioner, I can start off by indicating that what happened with Chief Mapiyeye and Commissioner Spies was not the standard process. You know, this is a pre-suspension letter. It's not a suspension letter. The person is not suspended. You know, this is a letter that says there is a view that the employer has taken that we should suspend you. However, we must give you an opportunity to present, make representations why you should not be suspended. So at this point, you're not suspended. So there's no basis for me to say hand over things when you're not suspended. You know, and we use this paragraph on page 14. You know, we remove you indeed from the premises so that you go and actually concentrate on crafting your representations, but also to ensure that there is no malfeasance that happens in the process. Because the minute a person receives this, and again, it's experience, you know, we give an employee this, and then you hear from witnesses or from other colleagues to say that, hey, you know what, this person was doing this person was at the office looking for files and all sorts of things. So we prefer that you move away, but taking tools of trade is premature. You know, hence, I would not put that in a pre-suspension letter because you are not suspended. The minute I take tools of trade, I have effectively now prejudged, you know, the representations that have not yet been made. It has happened in instances where a person makes representations and then it convinces us that there is no basis to suspend. You know, we can still continue the investigations whilst the person is at work.
And was the procedure that all suspensions must be preceded by a pre-suspension notification such as this, inviting them to make representations? Was that how it works? It's
like that. It's clause 16 of the collective agreement. Even on the disciplinary regulations for senior managers, clause 5 of the clause 6 of the regulations speaks to that. There must be an opportunity provided to the employee to make representations.
And senior managers in this case would include even chief of police and his deputies.
The chief of police, like I indicated yesterday, you have three categories. Senior managers would be the chief of police, HODs, and the city manager, as per the Municipal Systems Act. And then your divisional heads, like Spies, who was on the same level as I was, would then be the category that is the middle strata. And then everybody else falls under the bargaining unit of the bargaining council, and therefore they are regulated by the collective agreement.
And you confirm that that pre-suspension process did not happen with Chief Mapiyeye and Commissioner Spies?
I was not involved, Madam Commissioner. I know about the processes, and I've listened a bit to the testimony that both gave. The process that happened is exactly as stated in the collective agreement. I mean, in the regulations for chief of police, provide an opportunity for representations to be made. You know, and my understanding is that that did happen.
Okay.
But what I find fault with what happened is the issue of then taking tools of trade before a determination is made.
Okay. Well, we've heard from Commissioner Spies yesterday that he had attended an arbitration as a witness for the employer, and then it is at that he was told you are on suspension. So it sounds like with him, at least, I don't remember Commissioner Chief Mapiyeye's evidence on this issue, and we'll accept you saying it happened there. But Commissioner Spies seems to have had a completely different experience. Do you have any personal knowledge of that?
Like I say, by the time all of this was happening, I was no longer in the institution.
Okay. No, I remember
but
that.
if it happened that way, it was wrong.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Commissioner. Mr. Nciza, we've then wrapped up with respect to Annexure PN3. Could I ask you to stay in the Annexure bundle and then proceed to the next Annexure PN4, which begins on page 15? Are you there, please?
I'm there.
Thank you.
There, ma'am.
And for context, we're now in paragraph 29 of your witness statement on page 11. Again,